Leo, let me be very clear from the very first moment. The next 3 days are unlike anything you have ever lived through, and this video exists to give you one urgent purpose. Do not leave your home during the rare portal that is opening. This is not a dramatic statement for effect. It is a message that can protect your energy, your path, and the destiny you have been building step by step. If you are here, it means the universe guided you to receive this warning, and the way you choose to respond can change how you step into the next chapter of your life. Leo, you carry the fire of the sun. You are naturally radiant, magnetic, and bold. That makes you powerful, but it also makes you vulnerable in times when collective fear and unresolved energy are pouring into the world. For the next 72 hours, that is exactly what is happening. The veil is thinner than usual, which means humanity as a whole is releasing old pain, ancestral wounds, and suppressed fear. For most people, it will feel like irritability, fatigue, or sadness they cannot explain. But for you, because you shine so brightly, it can attach to you and drag you down if you step outside without the shield of stillness. Leo, your home is no longer just walls and furniture. Right now, it is your temple. It is your cocoon. Imagine the butterfly in its chrysalis. If it breaks free too early, the wings never form properly. That is the danger of moving too soon. This portal is not about action. It is about protection, silence, and receiving. The more you see your home as sacred space rather than confinement, the more your energy will open to the upgrade that is waiting for you. Leo, you might ask, why such strict advice? Because when the collective storm of emotions and chaotic vibrations is moving through the atmosphere, stepping out into it is like carrying a crystal goblet into a sandstorm. You will not remain untouched. And you do not deserve to have months or years of progress undone because of restlessness. Your leadership, your ability to inspire, and your unique gifts are too important to risk. The universe is asking you to pause so it can refine your strength. Leo, if you choose to stay present during these 3 days, you will avoid the 7 spiritual traps that pull many others off their path. These traps are subtle and they do not look like mistakes at first. But they can keep you locked in old patterns if you fall for them. You will hear about them in detail in this video, because you deserve to know what to avoid and how to rise above them. Consider this an initiation, a spiritual graduation. If you accept it, you will emerge more powerful, more peaceful, and more certain of your purpose than ever before. Leo, I want you to remember this is not fear-based. This is wisdom-based. This is about trusting divine timing instead of rushing, about honoring your own space instead of seeing it as limitation, and about letting go of the need to control so that the higher plan can reveal itself. When you do that, the universe can finally place into your hands what it has been preparing for you all along. Leo, as someone who has walked this path and studied the way energy, astrology, tarot, and the law of attraction weave together, I can tell you that these 3 days are a gift. They are a rare opportunity to reset. And I want you to feel encouraged, not burdened. You are not losing time by staying home. You are gaining the clarity and the strength that will make everything else flow more easily once this portal closes. Leo, before we go deeper, I ask you to do one small but powerful thing. Go to the comments and type "I am ready." This simple declaration is more than just words. It is your way of signaling to yourself, to the universe, and to the collective that you are consciously choosing to step into this process. By writing it, you anchor the intention that you will use these days wisely. Leo, I want to pause and thank you sincerely for being here. Every time you engage with content like this, every time you support with a like, a comment, or a subscription, you are not just helping a channel. You are strengthening the web of light that connects us all. You are part of a community that believes in more than survival. You believe in growth, in healing, and in living guided by faith and higher wisdom. Leo, you will want to stay with me until the end of this video, because what I will share next are the 7 spiritual traps to avoid during the rare portal. Each one has the potential to derail you, but each one also holds a key to unlock more of your true power. If you have ever felt that your journey is leading you towards something bigger, if you have sensed that this is your moment to prepare for the next level, then you are exactly where you need to be. Stay close, listen deeply, and trust that by the end, you will know exactly how to walk through these 3 days with strength and grace. Leo, when we talk about these 72 hours, we are not speaking in abstract terms. We are describing a very real energetic atmosphere, a collective field where humanity is releasing its stored fear, its ancestral wounds, and the heavy residue of old karmic cycles. Imagine billions of hearts and minds all letting go at once. For the average person, this will surface as irritability, sleepless nights, unexplained sadness, or that familiar edge of anxiety that makes everything feel heavier than it really is. They may blame the traffic, the news, or even their own stress, but deep down it is the collective energy rising to the surface. For you, Leo, it is different. You are ruled by the sun, and the sun does not hide. Your light is visible, your energy is commanding, and your presence naturally attracts attention. That same brilliance that makes you inspiring also makes you sensitive in times like these. When the veil thins and fear is pouring into the atmosphere, you are like a clear crystal placed in a sandstorm. Every particle of dust wants to cling to you, not because you are weak, but because you are luminous. This is why staying still, staying home, is not about fear but about wisdom. It is about recognizing that your gift of radiance needs protection while the storm passes. Astrologically, the sun, which governs Leo, is being tested by the frequency of the moon during this rare portal. The moon represents cycles, emotions, and the subconscious, and when its influence intensifies, it can overshadow the steady warmth of the sun. In tarot imagery, this is the tower shaking the ground while the sun waits to shine again. It is not destruction for the sake of pain, but clearing so that clarity and renewal can follow. If you understand this, you will see why these 3 days are designed for silence, not action. Your task is to protect your inner fire so that when the sky clears, your light shines brighter, not dimmer. Think about your own life. Have you ever noticed that the more you rise, the more resistance shows up around you? When you speak with confidence, someone questions you. When you shine in your work, others project envy or doubt. This is not coincidence. It is energy. And if you have felt that pull downward when you were simply trying to rise, then you already know the experience of carrying light in a world still learning how to release its shadows. This portal amplifies that dynamic. That is why the choice to remain in your sanctuary is an act of leadership, not avoidance. When I guide you to stay home during this period, it is not about shutting yourself off from life. It is about choosing to enter your own temple, where the noise of the world cannot invade, where you can finally hear your own higher guidance. This is the place where the real integration happens. It is a sacred pause, much like the moment when a seed lies hidden in the soil. Nothing seems to move on the surface, but beneath the ground the roots are forming, the structure is being set for the future bloom. If you rush the process, you interrupt the very miracle you prayed for. This is where the connection with self-help and emotional healing comes in. Many of us carry patterns of needing to be productive at all costs, believing that stillness is laziness. But the truth is, stillness is creation's most powerful stage. Rest is not the absence of growth, it is the soil where growth begins. And in these 72 hours, you are being asked to practice a deeper kind of rest, one that is not only physical but spiritual, emotional, and energetic. By doing so, you allow your nervous system to reset, your mind to clear, and your heart to remember what truly matters. This also touches the dimension of faith. Just as daily devotion reminds us to pause and plant seeds of trust in a busy life, this rare portal is a cosmic reminder that letting go of control opens the way for transformation. When people of faith take time for prayer or reflection, they are not running from the world, they are anchoring themselves so they can walk back into the world stronger. In the same way, you, Leo, are being called to anchor, to sit in the silence so that when you return to action, your steps are steady and inspired. So I ask you this, have you ever felt that when you shine too brightly, others try to dim your flame? Have you noticed that your very presence can stir reactions in those around you, not because you did anything wrong, but because your light unsettles what is still unhealed in them? If this resonates, then you already know why this time is sacred. This is your chance to hold your light without interference, to strengthen it so that when the storm clears, nothing can touch it. Share your answer in the comments, not just for me, but as a declaration to yourself and to the universe that you are aware, awake, and ready to honor these 3 days. Leo, think about the space you live in. To most people it is just a house or an apartment, a roof and 4 walls, a place to sleep and store belongings. But for you in these rare days, it is something entirely different. Your home becomes a cocoon, a sacred chamber of transformation where energy is rewoven. Imagine a butterfly, still hidden in its chrysalis. From the outside nothing seems to move, but inside every cell is reshaping, preparing for the moment when radiant wings can unfold. That is what these 72 hours are offering you. If you can treat your home not as a cage but as a temple, you give yourself the chance to be reborn stronger, clearer, and more radiant than before. The truth is that your home mirrors your inner state more than you may realize. If it is cluttered, heavy, or filled with stale energy, it weighs on your spirit as well. If it is clear, light, and tended with care, it feeds your vitality. That is why this period asks you not only to stay home, but to interact with your space intentionally. Open your windows and let sunlight flood in, because Leo is ruled by the sun and you thrive when light is around you. Light is not only symbolic, it carries frequencies that shift your mood and your body chemistry. Place fresh yellow flowers in a corner where you will see them often, because color is vibration, and yellow resonates with your natural essence of courage and joy. Burn incense or simply light a candle with the conscious thought that this is your offering, your way of saying, I honor this space and what it holds for me. These small actions are not decoration, they are signals to your nervous system and your energy field that you are safe, supported, and ready to expand. Numerology also supports this idea of home as a sacred cycle. The number 3 represents creation, expression, and the spark that ignites movement. The number 9 symbolizes endings, fulfillment, and the readiness to step into the next phase. Together they form the rhythm of completion and rebirth. When you walk through your home with awareness, touching the walls, thanking the bed that holds you, acknowledging the roof that shelters you, you are not just living routine moments. You are participating in a cycle that says, something old is ending, and something new is beginning through me. It reminds you that you are not trapped, you are transitioning, and this is part of the larger rhythm of life. When you practice this conscious appreciation, affirmations become more than words. They become energetic anchors. Place your hand on your chest and speak softly into your space. This is my temple of light. I am safe here. I am being reborn. Say it until you feel the weight in your body soften. Words like these reshape the atmosphere around you. They turn stillness into empowerment. Instead of boredom or restlessness, you feel a sense of reverence, as though you are living in a sanctuary designed specifically for your transformation. I want you to understand why this matters. When the outside world is storming with fear and chaos, your inner world needs an anchor. If you step out now, you risk carrying fragments of that storm inside your aura, and they take time and effort to release. If you remain in your temple, you allow the new light codes, the subtle frequencies of renewal, to settle without interference. You may notice dreams becoming more vivid, insights appearing in moments of silence, or sudden clarity about choices you need to make. This is not your imagination. It is the natural effect of giving your system the environment it needs to process and integrate. So let me ask you this. What if you chose to treat your home not as the place where you wait for life to resume, but as the sacred ground where your future self is being formed? What if you stopped seeing walls as confinement and started seeing them as the embrace that protects you while you change? Share your answer in the comments, and if you are ready to hold your space as sacred, type the words, I hold the light. By declaring it, you do more than interact with a video. You activate a conscious shift, turning your home into a living altar where your next chapter quietly takes shape. This is not theory. It is lived wisdom. Many times when life has shaken us, the instinct is to run, to do more, to find distraction. But growth rarely comes from frantic motion. It comes from stillness that is chosen, from the courage to remain with yourself long enough to let the old dissolve and the new settle in. These 3 days are your invitation to that courage. And when the time comes to step back into the world, you will not only be the same Leo, you will be a Leo who carries a golden aura, sharper clarity, and a renewed strength that no storm can touch. Leo, these next moments together are about clarity. You've already seen why the next 72 hours ask for your stillness and why your home is no longer just shelter but a temple of transformation. Now we move into the most important part, the 7 spiritual mistakes you must avoid. Each one of these mistakes is subtle, sometimes disguised as harmless habits, but they can hold you back from receiving the upgrade that is meant for you. I share this not from theory but from lived experience, from watching how energy works in real lives, and from years of guiding people through these same storms. What you do and avoid doing now matters. The first mistake is underestimating your home. Too often, people see their living space as confinement, something that restricts them. For Leo, this is especially dangerous because your natural fire thrives on movement and expression. If you see your house as a prison, you cut yourself off from the sanctuary it is meant to be. The truth is, for these 3 days, your home is your throne. It is where your spirit can sit in authority, shielded from chaos. When you clean your space, open the windows, and let fresh air and sunlight in, you are not just tidying, you are clearing energy. A simple act like wiping the table or placing flowers can lift your mood and quiet your nerves. In practical terms, this helps your mental health, lowers stress, and gives you the sense of stability your nervous system needs to process the changes happening. Treat your home as a sacred place, and you give your soul permission to rest. The second mistake is digital addiction. This one is tricky, because the temptation to scroll feels harmless. But scrolling splits your light into fragments. Every headline, every argument, every image is a hook pulling at your energy. Imagine the tarot card the devil, where chains appear loose but still keep you bound. That is the effect of mindless screen time. It ties you to invisible chains. For Leo, this is especially draining because your aura is magnetic. Everything you consume leaves an imprint. Instead of feeding your mind endless distraction, create time blocks where your phone is off. Choose 2 or 3 hours a day with no screens. Fill that time with music that heals, journaling, or simply sitting in silence. This discipline not only protects your energy but also retrains your brain to stay focused, which benefits your work, your relationships, and even your finances. A calm, centered mind makes better decisions than one pulled in 100 directions. The third mistake is bypassing your inner shadow. Many spiritual people make this error pretending to always be positive. For Leo, whose image is tied to strength and inspiration, it's tempting to ignore the sadness or anger rising within. But ignoring these emotions does not make them disappear, it only pushes them deeper. Use journaling to let them out. Spend 10 minutes writing how you really feel without censoring yourself. Or try 5 minutes of mindful breathing, noticing where the pain or heaviness sits in your body. Surround yourself with the color purple, in clothes or candles, because purple resonates with transformation and healing. By doing this, you honor your inner truth instead of hiding it. And when you honor what is real, you build resilience. In your career, it helps you lead authentically. In love, it allows intimacy. In finances, it keeps you from making fear-driven choices. The fourth mistake is trying to force the universe to listen to you. Many people believe these portals are only for manifesting, writing vision boards, scripting desires, or demanding outcomes. But that is like trying to plant seeds while the soil is being tilled. In tarot, the Hanged Man represents surrender, a pause that brings perspective. These days are for receiving, not forcing. Instead of listing what you want, sit in meditation and speak the words, "I open myself to receive." This is self-help at its most powerful, because it teaches patience. You allow yourself to trust that the timing of life can be better than your limited plans. This trust relieves pressure, reduces anxiety, and helps you notice opportunities that might otherwise pass by. In relationships, it prevents you from pushing too hard. In work, it keeps you from burning out. In every area, surrender creates flow. The fifth mistake is careless eating. Your body is the vessel of your spirit, and during this time it is being upgraded. Heavy, processed foods dull the light within you. Alcohol and excess sugar make your energy sluggish. For Leo, ruled by the sun, food is more than fuel, it is light in physical form. Choose fruits and vegetables in golden and orange tones, oranges, carrots, pumpkins. These carry the vibration of sunlight, the very essence that fuels you. Drink water with lemon to cleanse your system. Add vitamin C to strengthen your immunity. Think of every bite as information for your body, telling it how to process the new energy. When you eat clean, your clarity improves, your mood stabilizes, and your body becomes more resilient. You will feel lighter, and that ease will flow into how you work, how you show love, and how you manage money. The sixth mistake is trying to rescue others. Your compassionate heart wants to help, especially when you see loved ones struggling. But during these days, reaching out to save them can pull their chaos straight into your energy field. This is where numerology speaks. 7 is the number of faith, the lesson of trusting that others must walk their own path. Instead of rushing in as a lifeboat, be a lighthouse. Visualize the person surrounded by golden light. See them guided by their own higher self. This way you send love without creating a draining tether. In practice, this helps you maintain your energy for the responsibilities that are truly yours. It protects your health from burnout, keeps your relationships balanced, and reminds you that true leadership does not come from rescuing but from inspiring. The seventh mistake is panicking after the portal closes. Doubt can undo progress. You may wonder, did I do enough? Did I miss something? This nervousness can block the very energy that was trying to settle within you. Instead, treat the day after as an extension of your sanctuary. Give yourself 12 to 24 more hours of stillness. Journal your feelings. Notice small changes: the quality of your thoughts, the softness in your breath, the clarity of your intentions. Trust that growth is happening even if you cannot measure it yet. Repeat to yourself, I trust and receive. This affirmation calms your nervous system and signals your subconscious to accept the new energy. In life, this teaches you to be patient with progress, to celebrate small shifts instead of chasing instant results. Leo, these 7 mistakes are not punishments to avoid but lessons to embrace. Each one invites you to slow down, to care for your space, your body, and your mind, and to honor your own process. By staying aware, you protect your light and prepare yourself to step forward stronger in health, wiser in love, sharper in your work, and freer in your finances. The storm will pass, but how you use these 3 days will decide whether you emerge tired or transformed. And if you understand this, go to the comments now and write, I hold the light. By doing so, you declare to yourself and to the universe that you choose wisdom, presence, and growth. Leo, these 3 days are not just a pause in your schedule, they are a spiritual graduation. What you are walking through is not meant to leave you the same. On the other side of this portal, you are no longer the Leo you once were. You step forward as the golden version of yourself, polished by stillness, refined by patience, and stronger than the storms that tried to test you. This is not about becoming someone different, it is about becoming more of who you truly are, the Leo whose light cannot be shaken, whose heart beats with clarity, and whose path feels aligned with purpose. Astrologically, Leo is the sign of radiant expression, of being seen and celebrated. But true radiance doesn't come from constant movement, it comes from knowing that your flame is steady even in darkness. After these 3 days, you carry a light that does not flicker when the winds blow. You embody the confidence of the sun itself, not rushing, not hiding, simply shining because that is your nature. This is why this period matters so deeply. It is where your power becomes less about proving and more about being. On a practical level, transformation always begins with the small, steady choices. For your health, protect your energy by honoring your body's rhythm. Sleep is not a luxury, it is a form of healing. Aim for balance in your rest, and add 5 minutes of meditation in the morning and before bed. This simple ritual clears your mind, grounds your emotions, and strengthens your resilience. Your body is not just a vessel, it is the stage where your spirit performs its brightest role, so treat it with care. In finances, resist the urge to rush into big commitments right now. The energy of this portal is still settling, and decisions made in impatience may miss the deeper signals guiding you toward abundance. Pause, observe, and trust that the right opportunities will present themselves when the timing is aligned. Sometimes waiting is the most powerful move you can make. In your work, this is the time to step away from drama and distractions. Your creative energy is precious, and it thrives when you channel it into what inspires you rather than what drains you. Protect your focus, even if it means saying no to conversations or projects that do not serve your highest purpose. Use this window to reconnect with why you started, to refine your vision, and to let your ideas breathe. And in love, transformation shows up as honesty. Instead of hiding what you feel or forcing what you think should happen, allow yourself to be natural. Speak your truth with kindness, share your emotions gently, and let intimacy grow from authenticity rather than performance. Relationships that are real will deepen when you bring your genuine self, while those built on pretense will naturally fall away. Leo, the transformation is not about changing every detail of your life overnight. It is about stepping forward with a renewed awareness that you are stronger, clearer, and more radiant than you realized. These 3 days gave you the chrysalis, now you emerge with golden wings. The question is, are you willing to trust that you are ready to carry this light? If you are, declare it, because by naming your readiness you anchor your transformation into reality. Leo, by now you understand that the 3 days you are stepping into are not ordinary. They are an initiation, a sacred time where every choice you make carries more weight than usual. And one of the simplest yet most powerful choices you can make is to affirm who you are and what you are ready to embody. Words, when spoken or written with intention, are not just language, they are vibrations. They shape reality, they plant seeds in your subconscious, and they ripple out into the collective field. That's why when I ask you to comment affirmations like, I am ready, I hold the light, I trust and receive, and I am sovereign. I am awake, I'm not asking for empty ritual. I'm inviting you to anchor energy into form. Think of it this way, every affirmation you write is like carving your signature on the moment. It is you telling both yourself and the universe, this is the frequency I choose. And because Leo energy is naturally magnetic, your words carry extra force. They do not just shift your inner world, they influence the space around you. When you type those words, you are not only reinforcing your transformation, you are also contributing to the collective shift of energy happening across the planet. You become part of a chorus of voices holding light in a time of change. So I ask you to take this seriously but also with joy. Let each affirmation feel like a small declaration of freedom. You are no longer bound by fear, no longer weighed down by old patterns. You are ready to rise. And as you share these words, remember that you are not only shaping your personal journey but also helping the wider world move toward healing. Your voice matters, your presence matters, and every affirmation is proof that you are awake, alive, and shining. Leo, as we come to the close of this journey together, I want you to pause for a moment and feel how far you have traveled in just one video. You began with a warning, a call to awareness that the next 3 days carry a rare portal of energy that must not be ignored. You then discovered why this period matters, why staying inside is not about fear but about wisdom, and how your home becomes your temple of transformation. You were guided through the 7 spiritual mistakes, those subtle traps that can derail even the strongest souls, and you were given clear, grounded ways to navigate them. You now hold not just information, but practical tools, affirmations, and choices that can turn this rare moment into a turning point in your life. But more than the steps themselves, what I hope you carry forward is the truth that you are not chained by destiny. You are not a passive passenger in your own story. You are the author, the creator, the sovereign being who chooses how your light will shine. When the portal closes, you will not step out the same. You will rise like a golden lion, renewed and radiant, no longer pulled by the chaos around you but leading from the calm strength within. That is what this time is about, not hiding, but preparing, not shrinking, but becoming. I want you to ask yourself now, what version of me do I want to step into once these 3 days pass? What habits, doubts, or distractions am I finally ready to release? And what affirmations will I choose to carry with me as proof that I have taken this work seriously? These questions are not for me, they are for you. The more honest you are with your answers, the more profound your transformation will be. I encourage you to write your commitment in the comments, not just as an interaction, but as a declaration. Let us know, are you ready? Do you hold the light? Do you trust and receive? Do you claim your sovereignty? Remember, every time you comment, like, or share, you are not only affirming your path, but also sending a ripple of light into the collective field. Your voice matters more than you realize. By engaging, you are anchoring this energy not just for yourself but for others who will find strength in your courage. That is how collective transformation works, one awakened choice at a time, multiplied across thousands of hearts. So let me leave you with this vision. Imagine yourself walking out of these 3 days as a golden lion, your mane catching the light of the new dawn, your heart open, your spirit unshakable. You are healthy, because you have honored your body with rest and nourishment. You are abundant, because you have trusted the timing of your financial and career decisions instead of forcing them. You are loved, because you have chosen honesty and authenticity in your relationships. And above all, you are at peace, because you know that your destiny is not written for you, it is written by you. Thank you for spending this sacred time with me here on Eternal Mindfulness. Your presence, your attention, and your willingness to do the inner work make all the difference. If this message has touched your heart, I ask you to support this channel by liking, subscribing, and sharing so that the light of Leo can spread to the world. You never know who else may need to hear these words today. And please, leave your affirmations in the comments so we can witness your transformation together. I am deeply grateful for your presence, and I cannot wait to see the golden version of you rise. The portal is here, Leo. The choice is yours. Will you step into it fully?